What's up everybody, it's Josh. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. So, I don't know what time it is where you're watching this video right now, but right now, right here, is happy hour. So we're gonna be making some drinks. Now we're in the middle of a quarantine, so we can't just go down to the bar and, pull up a chair, pull up a bar stool, and ask for our favorite drink. I mean, maybe you can, maybe you're in a state where you're allowed to go to bars and restaurants or whatever, but even if you are, I highly suggest against it, and you should trust me because I'm a doctor. What you should do instead is make drinks at home, like I'm about to do. You don't have to have a whole bar, you don't have to have all the bartending equipment and all the accoutrements that go with making the fancy drinks, but all you do need to have is a good bottle of a spirit that you like and a couple of mixers and a cup, and that's all you need. So we're gonna start off basic. There's no reason to be all fancy. This is my go-to drink. I'm gonna be making today a gin and tonic. Super simple to make, and there's a couple of different variations on the gin and tonic, and it's really not a variation in the recipe at all. It's just a variation in the glass that you choose to put it in. Now, me personally, I think it's best in an old-fashioned glass. So a glass like this. The other option is a highball glass, but whenever I've gone out, I've never gotten a gin and tonic in this sort of glass. I've only gotten it in an old-fashioned glass. So we're gonna put this back. And honestly, you don't even need a highball glass or an old-fashioned glass. All you need is a vessel that holds water. You could drink this out of a mixing bowl. It doesn't matter, you know? I mean, I hope you're not drinking out of a mixing bowl, but before I start, I've got to get some ice, so I'll be right back. Before we add the ice, if people know that you like something, they're gonna start to buy it for you, okay? Everybody knows that I like gin. So whenever I have a get-together or a party where there's gonna be drinks served, people like to bring a bottle. It's just good party etiquette, right? And since people know that I like gin, I tend to get gin brought to the house, which I love. It's kind of a good problem to have. So shout out to everybody that likes to bring gin when they come to my parties. So this ice mold is a mold of Hogwarts School for Witchcraft and Wizardry, and it's gonna make my drink that much more awesome. So we start with ice. By the way, if I was at Hogwarts, I would be a Gryffindor. I'm not just saying that because it's the cool house that Harry Potter was in or anything like that. Like, I'm really a Gryffindor. So, I don't know, what house do you think you're in? Leave it in the comment section below. Or if you've done one of those sorting hat things on Instagram, I've seen people like not get the house that they want and redo it 3 or 4 times. I'm talking to you, Carlisha. Yeah. She still hasn't made her mind up, by the way, which house she's in. I know that she's a Slytherin, but she wants so bad to be Ravenclaw.
No, I want to be Hufflepuff.
She wants to be Hufflepuff. And she's not Slytherin in a bad way. You know, one of the best people in the whole movie was from the House of Slytherin. Severus Snape. I mean, there's no spoilers, right? Like, the movie is 15 years old, but yeah, man, like Snape. Snape is definitely one of the heroes of Harry Potter, and he's from Slytherin house, and you don't have to be a douche. Everybody thinks about Malfoy when they think about Slytherin, but you know, he's just the biggest douchebag in Slytherin. Like, nobody else was as bad as him, you know, at least at the school. So I'm married to a Slytherin, and that's fine, and I'm, you know, Gryffindor, and that's, you know, awesome. So we've got Hogwarts ice, and before it melts, we're gonna add 2 ounces of Hendrick's gin. So from my bar set, it's just off camera so you can't see it, but we've got I'm gonna do a review on this, by the way. My Bar Stash bar tools. I love them so far. I mean, they got everything I need to make all my drinks. But so I got a 1 ounce jigger, and we're gonna pour 2 ounces of Hendrick's gin to start this thing off. Boom. Now, as far as gin goes, I prefer Hendrick's. And Hendrick's isn't the fanciest gin. It's not the most expensive gin, but it's a solid gin. And if you're gonna be drinking gin, I wouldn't go any lower than Hendrick's. We're not gonna be drinking Seagrams. We're not drinking Tanqueray. This is not the 90s. This is not a Snoop Dogg video. Like, we're grown-ups and we're drinking Hendrick's now, all right? So this is my recommendation. Shout out to Hendrick's. I'm not getting paid, but I F's with Hendrick's. I don't have a great way to measure this other than the jigger here, but we're gonna put 5 ounces of tonic water. Now, fun fact, soldiers, I think it was in Asia, used to drink gin and tonic to prevent malaria. So this drink actually started out as a medication. You see how I tie it all in together there? Drinking, but it's a medication. And the reason why this was considered a medication is because tonic water contains quinine. And quinine was one of the original treatments for malaria. So we've got our 2 ounces of Hendrick's gin, we've got our 5 ounces of tonic water, we've got our Hogwarts ice, we've got a cup, and the last ingredient is a lime. So you squeeze a little bit of the lime, put the little lime wedge on the side, and you've got yourself a gin and tonic. So I was drinking cognac or something like that at the time, and I don't know, they didn't have, for whatever reason, they didn't have my drink of choice behind the bar. It was a limited bar, it was like a wedding or whatever, but they did have Hendrick's gin. And one of my really close friends, Jason J. Rich, he was also a gin drinker too. So I think the drink being so tasty and simple and delicious, and also having a really close friend that enjoyed it too, really solidified gin and tonic as my go-to drink, especially for daytime occasions. So as y'all probably guessed by the gray hairs, I am not like a nighttime club person. Even though I live in South Florida, if I'm gonna hang out like pre-quarantine, it's gonna be a brunch or a day party, all right? Like, I'm gonna give you my all from like 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm going hard. And then after that, I'm gonna make my way home, Uber, of course, and get some rest, like take care of my kids in the morning. Because they don't care how much fun you had the night before. They're ready to play at 6:30 in the morning. But it's hot down here. Like, it's hot down here all year long. And this is a great daytime drink. There's not a ton of calories. The tonic water has like 140 calories per serving, but that's for 12 ounces. So we're talking about, less than 70 ounces for the tonic water. And then the gin. You don't have a lot of extra sugar with the mixers and stuff. And then you got a lime, and then you got ice. And ice is a 0-calorie food. So it's a great drink for a lot of reasons. It's refreshing, it's bright, so it's a perfect daytime drink if you're a day drinker like me and you like to go to brunches and day parties and things of that sort. Let me know what your gin preference is. If you got something that that's your go-to besides Hendrick's, I'd love to try it. Let me know what house you're in, okay? If there's any people who really consider themselves Hufflepuffs or Ravenclaws, I'd love to understand why. And if you like my videos, go ahead and subscribe. I got plenty more to come. All right? So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.